Hi guys, back in my cider shed. Chris, Cork and Crown, cider merchants. Gonna try cider. We had some beer yesterday. Controversially, had some beer in the shed. 2 beers, both good. One of which was excellent. The Toad from Villages Brewery. Went out to the local shop, see if I could found 4 cans of it. Bought 4 cans of it. Stuck it in my fridge because I really liked it. And I really wanted some more of it. So I had to find it and drink it. I haven't drunk it yet. Gonna have some later. So yeah, cider again. It's a cider we did before ages ago. And I revisited, there's a dry to the medium from this producer. Wilce's. Let's just shout it out. Wilce's. Here's Wilce's. They're the producer. Tried them both ages ago. I was a bit meh about it. And then I just drank some more recently. I was like, hang on a minute, this is really good. So what I did was I retasted the dry a while ago. It was just before, it would have been the 100th episode, but there's something else I wanted to do for the 100th episode. So I sort of put that video on the shelf, and it's been sitting on the shelf. So I'm going to repost it, and it's been reposted. And I'm filming this now in the contemporary period, if you like, to do the next video long. So it'll be like one then the other, okay? So the dry, which I did a while ago, but didn't post, and now I'm going to do the medium today, okay? Sorry, I'm confused. I don't know what's happening. Anyway, so let's try some cider. Now, this has been in the shed, and actually it's been a bit warm today for the time of year, late October. So this isn't super cold, no matter. It's probably not warm by any stretch. Maybe a fraction warmer than I'd like, but it's not too warm, so we're going to try it. So, yeah, I think they've been going since like the 50s, planted the orchards in the 50s. I think maybe earlier than that. It was their grandfather, I think, who planted the orchards right outside Ledbury, almost in the town centre, really. It's just outside the centre of Ledbury. And, yeah, I drove up there, beautiful orchards, and they're making some quite traditional stuff. So it's Herefordshire, Ledbury's in Herefordshire. Let's just pour it out. Okay. I think one of my gripes was maybe the carbonation. I thought it was a bit heavy-handed. That sounds quite fizzy, actually. So it's forced carbonated. And forced carbonate's all right if it's done sympathetically. If you overdo it, though, it's just too much prickle in the tongue and masks flavour. And I think you want minimal. If you're not going to bottle condition, you're probably not going to get such fine bubbles. Therefore, you don't want to overdo it. And I felt at this when I've tried it the first time, it was a carbonation, I think, that I was struggling with. But I feel like the base side is good. And I think I'm going to approach these guys again and get some more stuff off them. Because, it's quite hard to find enough cider makers that I really want to work with. And I think the quality of what's the base side is actually great. I like it. It's my kind of thing, absolutely. So, yeah, I think I need to... This is why I'm revisiting it, to think about it again. All right, so... Bright, so it's going to be filtered. Nice colour. Like amber, beautiful amber, actually, that. Don't know if that's just coming from the apples that they use, the choice of apples, where they're letting the apples brown a bit before they press them to get a bit more colour in. So it's the oxidisation of the tannins, polyphenols, which gives it that brownness. Brown is fine. Rotten, bad. Brown, fine. No problem, you can press them. It's fine, it gives colour to the juice. Okay, let's give it a sniff. So there's acidity there, right off, which tells you this is not an industrial cider. This is not this is a small producer doing things the traditional way, because you do not get that kind of acidity. So they'll use some quite acid varietals in there, which will bring malic acid to the party, and that malic acid will convert to lactic acid as it ages through the winter, and give you a softer acidity by the time you get to spring and summer. Okay. But there's a nice ripe apple fruitness, and there's a ripe apple in there, aged autumnal ripe sort of apple character in there as well, which I like. A hint of Calvados as well, I want to say. Just a hint of Calvados. Yeah, absolutely. There's a Calvados smell to this. I know Calvados is made from apples. It seems dumb to say well, it smells of Calvados. But there's a distinction to be made. Calvados does have a distinct aromatic. Obviously there's apple there, but there's layers on top of that. And I think this has that, and I like it. I think it smells really good. Okay. And there's a sweetness to it as well. There's like a sugar character, brown sugar character in there. Like the apples have been maybe slightly coated in sugar and cooked in butter or something like that. Yeah, but there is a Calvados character to it. All right, let's just try it. Okay. Actually, the bubbles aren't that bad at all. It's minimally carbonated, that. Yeah, it is. I mean, they do feel slightly, feels like it's a forced carbonation, but it is sympathetically done. The actual juice is pretty flippin' awesome, actually. Really nice. The character I got on the nose is coming through on the palate. There's that acidity, bordering on lemon lime, I would say, but it's not too good. It's making my mouth water wonderfully. It's a medium, and it is a nice medium. It's not too sweet, especially with that acidity. It balances it out brilliantly. You know, I think this is not like the westerns that we had that may have been as sweet as this, but it didn't have the acidity to cut through and balance the sugar. Sweet and sour, brilliant together. Tannin. Yeah. Delicate, soft tannins, astringency. They're reasonable when it's there. You can't ignore it. But it's not overpowering. And it's nice. Not much hard tannin, bitterness on the back, leatheriness on the back. But yeah, that character, that Calvados character, and that sort of ripe baked apple character, with a bit of sugar, that's all coming through. But that butteriness as well. These guys are actually doing something which I like. I have to admit, I think I was a bit. The one I had first from them was the vintage cider, and I really liked it. And I went to visit them, and they didn't have any of this, so they dry and the medium. And I took some because I didn't want to visit and not take anything, and I hadn't tried it, so I wanted to try it. I think I was a bit bummed because I couldn't get the vintage, and I think that affected my judgment somewhat. And I wasn't being very objective about it because I was disappointed, and I thought, well, this isn't what I want, so I'm not going to enjoy it. And kind of I didn't enjoy it, but actually, in retrospect, I was wrong. This is actually, so I think this is absolutely solid medium cider. I think the dry is an absolutely solid dry cider as well. I really do, and I think I'm definitely going to have to get some of this stuff because it's very different to what most people would drink compared to commercial cider, massively so. Family-owned farm, several generations, growing their own varieties, proper cider apples in Herefordshire, and there's a great sort of terroir, if you like, great region. So yeah. I find the packaging a little bit, it's a bit, I mean, it's been designed by a designer, and that's what designers do, and that's fine. I just find it a little bit middle of the road, it's neither one thing or the other. But you know what? I like what's in the bottle, and if I like what's in the bottle, I think I'm going to sell it, you know. I talk about how packaging isn't everything. You know, it's what you throw the bottle away or recycle the bottle. You don't drink it, so it really doesn't matter what it looks like. But to some degree, but I'm a hypocrite. So I'm like, it doesn't, you know, just doesn't sit comfortably with me, that packaging. Anyway, cider inside that packaging is very much worth finding and drinking, in my opinion. Okay, got a bit tongue-tied and lost for words there, didn't I? Okay. Right, anyway, good stuff. It is good stuff. All right, guys, thank you once again for watching. I'll be back again very soon with some more cider / Perry. Let's see what happens. But until then, cheers.